are online, running a little bit late here, but let me throw out some announcements on various channels. Let folks know it is our review time. Hope you guys are all having a great night tonight. I saw Cosmic was here earlier. If you're still around, but hope you're having a good day. I'll do a here we go. And over here. So, make sure it's online here. All right, looks like we're good to go. Stream's up. Announcements are out. We'll throw out some shout outs for folks who are also streaming tonight. So, Pulse is on hour 5 of working on some Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages today. And I saw Rotostorm was on earlier. Rotor Storm. Toss him a shout out as well. Playing some Double Dragon. He's going for some speed runs. So we'll throw him a shout out there. And I'm gonna make that big, actually. There it is. There we go. I'm gonna throw Cosmic a shout out here since he was here earlier. Sorry for the lateness, guys. Life happens. So this is the week of April 15th, 2024, and last week we ended on some games that were sets that would been put out on the 9th. Hey there, Master Welch. I'll throw you a shout out as well. Twitch shout out, but oh well. Hope your day's going well, sir. Anyway, so we're gonna start here, and just for those who, if anybody's new here, this is the ARIA review show. So we're looking at retro achievements, and we are gonna spend the first about third of the show looking at the new sets that came out this week. And retro achievements. Let me put up a link here. That is the website. Refresh here so I can pin it. And that for the night. Retro Achievements is a website where gamers develop achievements to challenge each other by gamers for gamers. And it's kind of like you have your trophies for PlayStation and your achievements in Xbox Live. Only these are for old retro games. So you can go back and play your Mario, your Sonic, your all these various different games and get achievements for them. So, hey, Cosmic, welcome in. So we're starting out this week with Art of Fighting, Ryuko no Ken on Super Nintendo. I believe it's from Takara. Developer here is Takara, but I think this is SNK, an SNK series alongside the Fatal Fury stuff, if I remember correctly. So it's a 2D fighting game. I don't remember if this has the kind of multiple like lines that you can go back and forth between vertically, the way Fatal Fury does. I think that was something Fatal Fury introduced, so I don't think this one has it. But let's look at the set here. We got, hey Rev, welcome in, sir. Hope you're having a great night tonight. I will throw you a shout out as well, sir. So we are just getting started. We're looking at the first set of the night. This is The Art of Fighting on Super Nintendo. Let's see. So we got a defeat a bunch of enemies on level 4 or higher difficulty. Level 8 difficulty, so that's kind of the hard mode. Level 4 is kind of normal, I take it. Number of rounds set to 3. Da, 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 da. Okay, and then bonus games. So the bottle cut, ice pillar, super fire blow, and then do a mirror match. And beat Toto without taking damage. I don't know which one is Toto. Anyway, we can load this one up here. Check out a YouTube video of it. SNES gameplay. Oh, that's a little loud. So in the set, this is the only guy you have to get a damageless on for the badge. Oh, there's the bottle cut. Spirit increased. What are we sipping? I just got a soda with my dinner, so it's just a Diet Coke, basically. Not the most healthy thing, but slightly healthier than the sugar variety. Maybe, possibly. Anyway, so this is Art of Fighting. It's a 2D fighter. Might be worth a shot if you like any of the other SNK titles. I know it says Takara here, but I think the team that made this is actually the one that went on to SNK, or maybe they're essentially licensing this out for the Super Nintendo version. Okay. You went for Wendy's on Saturday? It's kind of my local go-to if I need something in a hurry. All right. Next up, we got Capcom Sports Club. So this is a sports game with some SD characters. It has soccer, tennis, and basketball. Smash Stars, Kick Stars, Dunk Stars. It's an arcade game. Let's take a look at this set here. We get difficulty 4, score up to 500,000, win a secret fight in Smash Stars without playing Melody yourself. Win Smash Stars with each character. Win a tennis match without letting the enemy score any point. Default difficulty or higher. Other settings at default. Win a tennis match with at least 2 ace services. Win a tennis match with at least 4 return aces. Win the secret fight against the star team and Kick Stars. Beat Kick Stars with each team. Win a football match without letting the enemy score any point. Win a football match where the enemy team had more shots attempted than you. Default difficulty or higher. Well, I'm glad you like Wendy's too. It's not a bad place. It's not the greatest food, but it's good in pinch. All right, and then Dunk Stars gotta beat Dunk Stars with each team. So let's take a look at this one. Sports Club, arcade, gameplay. So I'll try to skip around and get at least one And look at some tennis, some soccer, and some, So this is the tennis. So tennis usually goes pretty quick. If you, you don't really get a lot of volleying in this one. Doesn't seem like. So let's skip on to see the soccer. Hopefully it'll show us some soccer here. There we go. Go! I'm not huge on sports games, but it's always kind of fun to see some of these. Oh, that was quite the tackle there. Alright, let's check out the basketball. Oh, no, this is just a night soccer. More soccer. And here we go. I don't know why they all have clown noses, but I think this is the basketball. Here we go. I'm guessing this plays kind of similarly to the soccer. Alright, so that is Capcom Sports Club on the arcade. So definitely kind of a nice change of pace if you're, playing a lot of platformers, running guns, RPGs. Here's something a little different. It's a sports game. Or actually a trio of sports games all in one. Next up, we got Virtua Fighter 3? 3TB on Dreamcast. So the Virtua Fighter games are like 3D fighters. I want to say they were kind of the ones that kind of innovated a lot with how a 3D fighter should work. I didn't like them very much growing up. I played a few of them on I think on a Saturn that we rented. Obviously that was an earlier one than this one. I imagine they did evolve over time. I know there's quite a few folks in our community that have quite a few Virtua Fighter badges. Some of the ones they have are some of the like the 2D sort of side game ones, like the I think there's some Game Boy Advance ones and things like that. Have a basin fall on your head. Interesting. Anyway, but it looks like a pretty standard set for the most part. Aside from these are probably some stage specific stuff. Was an alphabet character? As an alphabet character. Yeah. So go through the game with each of the characters, and then play through on hardest mode with at least one of them, looks like. Alright, let's take a look at this one. I think personally I kind of prefer the Soul Calibur games, like where you have people with weapons. Not that I'm huge on fighters in general, but I do like those ones. These ones, I had to play a bunch of this one. I had to play a bunch of the first two, I think, for Yakuza side games, mini games, um, for Chivos on that. Soul Calibur with Link. Yeah, there's a GameCube Soul Calibur, I think, that has Link. Oh wow! Hey, Pulse. Thank you for the raid, sir. Hey, let me give you a shout out here. We are looking at the new sets. We're into about the third or fourth one here. This is Virtua Fighter 3 TB. Came out with a set for it, and well, we got Pulse, the shout out for Pulse going. So Pulse is doing a kind of a TwitchCon kind of thing of his own, where he's inviting a bunch of other folks in the RA community over, and they're going to be doing a whole bunch of, I think, multi-sets and other stuff. They're calling it GreaseCon, and Pulse is hosting that. So that's going to be a lot of fun this next week. I think Sark's going to be there. I don't know if Chrono's going to be there, but a whole lot of folks from Pulse's community and just from the RE community in general are going to be streaming together. So that's going to be a fun event. But thank you for the raid, sir. I hope you're doing well. I know you were getting kind of tired there with the ring farming and Zelda. I was lurking over there earlier. Drake says, I know Virtua Fighter, Tekken, and Soul Calibur. Is Killer Instinct 3D? I've heard of that. Killer Instinct, I think, is the one with like werewolves and dinosaurs and stuff, right? I think that one's 2D. There is one that is 3D. I don't. It's kind of similar, but it's like people transform into things. It's all good. Started getting some hits on the rings. Oh, cool. Yeah, I heard you were talking about like some tier 4 and tier 5 rings or something. So, awesome to see progress on that. Hopefully you can batch that sooner than later. It's been going for a while. Primal Rage. Oh, okay. I'm thinking of Primal Rage. You're thinking of Killer Instinct. I was thinking of the wrong one. You're right. Welcome in, Ichigo. Yeah. So this was the set for Virtua Fighter 3 TB on Dreamcast. Next up, we've got Tearing Saga. Utoria AU Senki. I'm not sure what Utona means, but AU is hero, Senki is war. So war of some kind of heroes. Let's see here. It's quite a large set here.
Hello, and again, welcome to the Aperture Science Computer Aided Enrichment Center.
Hey, thank you for the follow, Bajo. Much appreciated. Yeah, Pulse Raid. Thank you very much. You thought I said Tyrion? Oh, no. Tier Ring Saga. It's a tactics RPG. I want to say... No, I must be thinking of another one. There's one out there that's a tactics RPG that was made by the Fire Emblem guy after he left the Fire Emblem team. I don't think this is that one. But I think this has some similar elements to a lot of the Fire Emblem games. Definitely on my list of things to check out at some point. uh, anyways, let's see. So a lot of these are just progression. Get past this chapter, recruit this character, um, create different things with the blacksmith. Uh, so you have to promote different types of characters, different types of units into other units. Um, reach different levels, learn different skills, different characters. Uh, okay, so seems like a pretty straightforward set. Let's take a quick peek at what Tearing Saga looks like. This was a PlayStation game from 2001. So kind of near the I think 2001 is kind of near the end of the PlayStation um, life, I guess I'd say. Kind of era. So here we go. This is a tool assisted run, but should get a sense of how the game plays. And there's a translation available for this one, and the translation is supported. So if you're into these kind of games, they are pretty story heavy, and there is a fan translation available that you might want to go look for to play this on. If you're into tactics RPGs. You like it when the fans are translated? So I think I'm not sure if this one has like action scenes when you attack, the way like Shining Force does. Let's see. Is this running at 2x? No, it's just normal speed. Oh, I guess it can garrison troops. That's kind of interesting. Oh, no separate action scene. Well, okay. So that's Tear Ring Saga. Gotta say it doesn't especially grab my attention graphically and art wise, as especially as being a relatively late PlayStation game. But it doesn't look awful. It doesn't look bad. I might give that one a. I think I'll give that one a spin at some point. Um, Next up we've got Poppin' Music Game Boy, Disney Tunes. So I'm guessing this is a rhythm game. It's from Konami, on the Game Boy. We don't see a whole lot of rhythm games on Game Boy. I know there's a handful on Game Boy Advance. Um, so let's see, clear different songs, clear them without bad notes, clear them with a certain rank, clear them on different difficulties. Hmm. Panic, cross, rotation modifier. All right. Not sure what those do, but that's interesting. I can take a look at this one real quick. This is Pop in Music. And we'll put this on mute just in case there's some uh, other folks' commentary that we don't want to just steal, and you know, copyrighted songs That's always something to be a little bit concerned with when it comes to playing rhythm games on stream. Um, okay, so it looks like you got A, B, up, left, right, and sometimes you have start instead of right. So it kind of plays out like your typical like Guitar Hero or um, what was that one we were looking at last time was a Les Concert. Um, kind of what you'd expect with the rhythm game. Bum, bum, bum. Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Yep. Game Boy is a black and white handled game system released by Nintendo in 1989. Uh huh. And this one, it says GB on it, but it's really Game Boy Color. I should say that. Obviously, it's Game Boy Color. um, but there you go. There's another one probably for our friend Cassie. Throw her a shout out since we're talking about rhythm games here. Mm-hmm. Yep. I knew what you meant anyway. This one looks pretty cool. It's a combat flight simulator on the Atari Lynx called Warbirds. Actually played a little. I actually found this one and played a little bit of it earlier today. It's uh it's pretty neat. Warbirds Lynx gameplay. Drake has this one. He likes it. He says it kind of gives me like a. I don't know if you guys have ever played like Red Baron on the PC from Sierra, I think. Um, yeah, I think it's at least published by Sierra, but I think it's from the same folks who do the Aces over Europe, Aces of the Pacific series. Um, there's one called Red Baron where you're in, you know, like a stop with camel or whatever, World War One era. Slippy said he had no interest in it. Ah, there you go. You get different difficulty modifiers before you go on a flight that you can edit, like how much ammunition you have, whether there are collisions, things like that. The achievements, for the most part, require you to have limited ammunition and to have collisions on. Um, I think there's um, one for doing it on like max difficulty, but most of the ones they allow you to have some pretty generous levels. And I think there was one that's an endurance achievo that's like do 16 missions in one sitting. Um, yeah, 16 aerial victories in one session with enabled collisions and without unlimited damage. And then land your plane to resupply your ammunition, collisions enabled and without unlimited damage. Yep. For the most part, they want you to limit yourself to 400 rounds. I think in the early missions, they want you limited to 200 rounds. Um, one life, random start, and flight simulator. Yep. So it's a pretty straightforward game. Doesn't have a whole ton of missions. Could probably beat all the missions probably like in an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. Um, they go pretty quick. I did one mission earlier, but I didn't realize that there were difficulty sliders, so I just played it with essentially with the cheats on. But still pretty fun game either way. What else we got? We got Papango Pango. So this is another one I booted up a little bit earlier today, and it reminded me very heavily of Kickle Cubicle. So I'm gonna toss this on my list. It's they list it as a maze chase action. I don't know what they list Kickle Cubicle as, but it's almost it kind of has some Bomberman like elements and it has some Pac-Man like elements. Um, yep. So you have there's some block puzzles in different levels that you need to solve for achievements. There are deathless achievements. Um, yeah, you don't want to use passwords, and you can't do multiplayer for this one. Um, yeah, so pretty much, beat every level, and for most of them, there's an additional deathless Chivo. Um, game score. Oh, and there's some Chivos around the battle mode. All right, let's take a look at this one. If I can spell it. Papango Pango. Papanga. Pango on Genesis. Mega Drive. Gameplay with me. I can spell. I swear. All right. A wild shover, a snover appears for those who are doing a Pokemon game. There. Yeah, Pango. Papanga Pango. Oh, okay. So the objective on every level is to defeat all the enemies. How appropriate that we saw Snover while we're watching this game, eh? So yeah, it definitely feels like a game that's a mix of Bomberman meets Kickle Cubicle. So I think hey there, Bat Bastard. We did. Pulse rated over here. And I'm very grateful. Let me throw you a shout out here, sir. We are doing the RA review, which is where we go through new sets that came out on RA and just talk about, what came out, what type of game it is, take a look at the set. We're currently looking through a maze chase game called Papanga Pango. Looks kind of fun. I'm gonna throw a shout out for Foxy Man because I think
Hello,
there's
and
a guy that
again,
would
welcome to the
appreciate this
Aperture
game
Science
probably.
Computer Aided Enrichment Center.
Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Um, anyway, so this one's kind of cute. Looks like a fairly straightforward set. Going through without losing a life. On the later levels is probably gonna be a little difficult. Let's see. Next up, we got another Lynx game. This one is called Checkered Flag, and it's a racer. Aperture Science. Yes. Yes. I've got a lot of redeems that are well, they're all over the place, but what is this review thing? So our review is something I started on the scam lines with San, but it was a the idea is basically we're going through uh, we're reviewing the new retro achievement set that came out over the last week. So we go from Monday to Monday, essentially. They're on over at on the RA website. They're on UTC time or Greenwich Mean Time. So I end up starting in usually with games that like we'll see stuff that are listed as coming out on like a Tuesday. It's like it's in my time zone. It's still the 15th, but by the end of the show, we might see a new one pop up that would be like on the 16th, say for instance. But we ended off last week on Penguin Coon Wars, and so we started this week talking about Art of Fighting, which was a new set that we hadn't talked about. And we skip over revisions, we skip over oh, I don't have this listed right. We're supposed to be skipping over revisions. But yeah. I still have time to file taxes. Right, I did. I'm already covered with that. Thank you though. I appreciate the reminder. Death and taxes, the only certain things, right? Um, anyway, so the first like third of the show, we're going over new sets, and then we talk about people in the community, what they've been doing. So I usually go to like my follow list here and over here and there, and we kind of look at and see. We go back in time to the previous week, and then kind of go through and talk about what different people have been what people have been up to. Um, and if you want me to follow you, I can follow you on here, and if you're showing up regularly, I'll include you. I think I've seen you. I think I was looking at your profile the other day because we were talking on Pulse, on Pulse's channel. Is this you? Bat Faster Shorty? I can follow you and include you when we talk about that. Alrighty, I'll do that then. So like in the second part, we just go through like the what the community's been up to, who's been getting what chivos, who's been playing what, and then in the third section, I pick out a game and just and just try for some chivos on stream. Who's paying and who's getting paid? Uncle Sam, always Uncle Sam. So anyway, we were talking about Checkered Flag, which is an Atari Lynx game. Pretty straightforward set. You just got to beat the different courses. Set them as either 3-lap or single heat. Get first place on those areas. There's a bunch of time attack achievements. And then win a race using manual transmission. So fairly straightforward set. Take a look at this one. Checkered Flag, Lynx gameplay. There's one for ZX Spectrum too. Got a good racketeering there, that Uncle Sam? He does. He does. Not the easiest on the eyes, as a Lynx game, but not bad either. Drake says he's never played this one, but he remembers hearing about it. Yeah, so you get a couple different tracks to go through. It's kind of in the same style as like Hang On and Outrun, some of those games. Just like Pole Position. Yeah, that's another one. It's I guess you'd call it a Horizon Racer. That's kind of the graphical style here. Formula Racing. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of games like this. There you go. So that's Checkered Flag on the Atari Lynx. It is good. It's good to see the Atari Lynx getting some more love on here. I don't see a whole lot of a lot of sets for those games. Going through, checking on a weekly basis. But you got 2 of them this week. So there you go. Yeah, you should go for the Lynx ones, Drake. I think you'd do well with a lot of them. I'm definitely gonna go for that Warbirds. I think it was the flight simulator one. That seemed like a lot of fun. Still need to do California games. Yeah, you'll get that one. I think you have one achievement left. Hmm. Next up here we've got another Sailor Moon game. This one's a 2D fighter. Looks like you got to do story mode with each character. Use your special 5 times for each character. Win the game naturally. And then get it perfect against every other, or at least the 4 other main sailors. It's interesting they don't have Usagi as one of the ones to get it perfect against. Done it before back in the day, so I can get that California Games achievement. Yeah. Warwards has 2-player mode. Ooh, that's cool. So this is Sailor Moon Supers Zenin Sanka. This is on Super Nintendo? Yeah, Super Nintendo. Nice. Congratulations, Bat Bastard. Um, a lot of voice in this one. So we should check to see if there's a fan translation of this one and if they support it. I know this is a series of a lot of the other games have gotten a lot of the other Sailor Moon games have gotten fan translations, so it would not surprise me if this one did too. Was that a headbutt or a hair whip? And I think this is another series that Foxy likes a lot. So he's got quite a few of the badges. We did I think we did the Game Gear game as one of our review games one week, and I badged that one. That was just a straight beat 'em up action platformer. High school girls fighting. Yeah, I mean Sailor Moon. What do you expect? There you go. Got some funky stuff going on in the background there. Anyway, so that's the Sailor Moon Super Nintendo. One of one of several fighters, I think. So yeah, if you like Sailor Moon, you might check it out. If you like 2D fighters, it's probably one of the easier ones to badge. I would think. Next up, what did you expect? Forget about it. Next up, we've got Casper, Friends Around the World. So this is based off of the Casper the Friendly Ghost series. This one is from Real Time Associates. It's a 2.5D platformer, which means I guess you're going to be going kind of you probably have different like vertical lines of area that you're going back and forth on. Some of these are pretty interesting. A lot of the movie, you see a movie franchise game or a cartoon franchise game, and it's kind of hit and miss. Sometimes like you have all the Capcom um, Disney afternoon games, which most of which are pretty good, and then you have like your uh, everybody was Catgirl fighting. Those Catgirls were fast as lightning. Ah, going that route instead of the elves today, huh, Drake? Um. Anyway, so we got reach maximum life, collect all crystals from all levels, and finish Egypt. Uh, okay, so there's some collectathon achievements in here. You know, beat different bosses. I don't think I saw any of the damageless style achievos. Elf princess fighting. We've got Drake's interest now. Let's see. I guess there's some mini games to complete. Some time attack on those ones. All right, let's take a look at this one. And I think we had I think Foxy gave this a go on his Saturday breakfast stream. And I don't think he liked it very much, for what it's worth. Oh, there's another
Hooray for Hollywood, the land of movers and shakers.
another Pokemon spawn.
What's this?
Ring King, oops, all elf princesses.
It's a theater, and they're playing one of my movies.
Got to deal with mines, pumpkin mines, I guess.
I wonder what's in it.
At the page. Some you'll want to catch, and some you'll want to avoid. Here we go! He's gonna throw it over there.
Stick firm away.
Okay, so they've got a mini game here that's like Arkanoid, kinda.
If I were a parachute, the updraft from that vent could lift me into the air.
Okay, so it's definitely aimed at a younger audience. With a lot of this like immediately giving you the answers of how to deal with obstacles you come across. Caspernoid, avoid the Noid. Look at some other levels here.
If only. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit better.
Hmm. Huh. Set this off.
Good.
Range.
Station might just do the
Hmm.
trick. Oh, would you look at that? Wow, crocodile.
Well, anyway, that is Casper, Friends Around the World. Can't say it really grabs my interest very much. Next up, we got Earthworm Jim on the Game Boy Advance. And I booted this one up and played a little bit. It is basically just Earthworm Jim again. So if you played the Sega Genesis one and you're really good at it, and you're looking for another badge, here you go. So this might be something Knocker would be interested in, because I know I think he's got the regular and the both number 1 and number 2 badged on Genesis. And I think I saw him get the Saturn one as well. But this one looks like pretty much the same kind of thing. So there's the special stages in the middle, where you're like on the rocket or whatever, and it wants you to do different things in those. Get through the different sections. beat some of the bosses without taking damage. Beat some of the bosses without using too much ammunition. Deathless on certain levels. I think, I don't know if it's overall, if the overall Chivo is just 1 CC or deathless all the way. Let's see here. Collect 9 lives here is, that's almost a deathless by itself. Because I think you'd have to get to like the 3rd or 4th level. Yeah. Cosmic Undemon's Nest. Good guy with anime books. With on-time books. Oh yeah, Doug Tenable. Yep. And since we're talking about Knocker, throw him a shout out. Ba-bum. So that was Earthworm Jim. I guess we could look up. We could check it out on stream here. And gameplay. There we go. Yeah, it's kind of a really different platformer. Very unique. Has a lot of, junior high level humor, but it's alright. It's got some very creative bosses, as you can see. Anyway, but it's Earthworm Jim. If you played the Genesis version before, I don't know if this one adds much to it. Still got some of the annoying sections of the submarines underwater. Anywho, it is a classic game, so it's not a bad version. It looks so smushed. Yeah, it's not as good as the original Genesis by any means, but yeah, for being GBA, it's not bad. It was ported to everything. It was ported to. There's a Saturn version of at least the sequel, I think, and there's a Sega CD version that I think has both. Anywho, next up we got Skate or Die. Skate or Die 2, rather. The original also has a Chivo set, as does the Game Boy port. So now we got number 2 on NES that has a achievement set. I tried playing this one, and it's really difficult to control. Skate or Die, Drake says. Yeah, let's take a look at this one. Yeah. Let's get to the actual gameplay here. One of the Skate or Die games on at least one of the platforms is really bad, Drake says. Yeah, this was the only one I played so far. I only played this one, and I don't know if I'd say it's bad. It's just it's really hard. It's definitely not my kind of game. But basically, if you don't, you have to get at least some momentum going to do almost anything, whether it's jumping or moving around. Um, they're all not great, but fun to just mess around with. Yeah, it's a pretty inventive game for what it's trying to do. And you have like a gun or something. I saw a review of one that was really bad. This can't be happening. Look at that face. The mayor says you kids ain't got no official building permit. Okay, so your grand quest is to rebuild your half pipe that was torn down by the city. Was it EVGN? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen any reviews for this one, so I can't speak to that. But anyway, I gave this one a shot. It's pretty tough. It's pretty tough. It definitely requires a lot of different control specialty, getting good, than like your usual platformer. Um, and then last but not least, you got Where in North Dakota is Carmen Sandiego? Um, there you go. We've talked about Carmen Sandiego before. It's kind of a classic, uh, really more of an educational game. You start out with Carmen Sandiego having stolen something. You're trying to track her down, or trying to track down one of her minions that has perhaps a golden tooth or a particular scar or something like that. You travel to different places, ask around, um, answer some. I think there's some like quiz type questions. Um, but yeah, this is the Where in North Dakota is Carmen Sandiego? And this one, it just came up on the list a little bit before the show, so I wasn't able to find the disc for it in time, so I won't be giving this one a whirl tonight. But definitely one I'd like to check out. I'd probably check out all the Carmen Sandiego games at some point. This one is Apple II. It's a rare edition. Well, so I think the original Carmen Sandiego game, was invented as part of a project by some people in a North Dakota school district. Um, oh, Department of Tourism paid for it. Okay, so maybe there's a little rabbit hole to go down of why this game got created. I was thinking it was the original developers of the Carmen Sandiego games, but um, maybe there's more to it than that. Anywho, but pretty straightforward set. Um, catch a criminal within 6 days, 6 gameplay days. Catch a criminal within 4 days.